Hello everybody, welcome to ScottyDGaming. I'm Scotty D, and today I'm going to be playing This Is the President. Now, I think it was last year I played a game called Sue's Reign, where it was like a president simulator. It was a phenomenal game. If you haven't played Sue's Reign, go and play it. It's top tier, and I had a really good time. I think this is like that, and I have been looking for a game similar to Sue's Reign for a while. I think this is also a president simulator where we get to make deals, shady deals, and just try and survive. So let's go. Go, baby. For those who came here for the story, now we're going to play on normal. I don't know what the difference will be on the difficulties. Will it mean that it's harder to win over people's favour and stuff? Or maybe just people are out to get you? Let's play on normal. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. President-elect Jail's ex-partner.
How much time do I have left?
Sir, I was ordered not to speak to you.
Son, I'm not asking you to die in a gunfight. I just want to know how much time I have left.
10 minutes.
I'll never finish all this in 10 minutes. Think you could help?
Oh, is he going to the...
Is it fair that your fellas are in the cafeteria right now, devouring their meatballs while you're stuck here staring at me?
Is he going to get killed? Electric chair.
You were ordered not to talk to me, but they didn't say anything about lobster, right? Now, sit yourself down right there. You can eat in silence. Otherwise, I'll just have to throw half of it out.
What? If anyone found out, I'd be fired.
Don't worry. I don't give up, my friends. Unlike some people. Your name is Bob, I gather. I haven't seen you here before. You a rookie? I didn't know they were taking 16-year-olds as guards.
I'm 20.
20. Sorry. Mysterious age, isn't it? You can't legally buy yourself a beer after you've had a tough shift, but you can elect the president.
I don't drink, sir. Half my family are drunks. I know how dangerous it is.
Oh, alcohol is dangerous. But isn't the right to vote even more dangerous? If you were drinking like a fool, you'd only be harming yourself. But if you're voting like a fool, you're putting the entire nation at risk.
I'm not voting like a fool. I voted for a man who would send all the shameless, corrupt officials to jail.
Well, one of those shameless, corrupt officials is now kindly treating you to lobster. Delicious, isn't it?
Sir, I didn't know, sir. I don't have anything against you personally, sir. I'm just glad the new president will finally fix the Constitution, that's all.
You do know that the president can't change the Constitution, right?
Well, why can't he? He's president.
President, yes, not king.
But presidents can sign decrees and all that.
Only Congress can propose and pass amendments. If you don't believe me, just Google it.
Can't the president do whatever he wants? Why do we need presidents at all, then? Aunt Ruta explained everything to me. She's watching this guy's channel. Oh.
If it's any consolation, son, you and your Aunt Ruth weren't the only people fooled by our new president. I
wonder if I'm Bob. I wonder if we play as Bob.
This is a man who has always abused the trust of his friends, and now he has abused the trust of millions of Americans, people just like you.
So I really did vote like a fool, sir.
There's no mistake that cannot be corrected, Bob. Not in this country. We'll fix it, you and me, together. I can stop him. I know his weak points. I just need to get out of here as quickly as possible. Will you help me?
Oh, shit.
You're not planning an escape, are you, sir?
No. What are you saying? I have a great many friends who will help me walk right out through the front door, all perfectly legal. It's just that I'm a little cut off from the world right now, you see. But if you could just bring me a phone, I could set everything in place from right here in this cell.
My phone?
Not yours, of course. We wouldn't want to risk that. Any other one.
Won't I get fired for this?
Bob, when they find out that you helped me, you'll get an award. You're an observant guy. You can see what's going on. This is a matter of national security.
Sir, He might not be an honest man, but he's still the president, right? The most powerful man in the world. Isn't that what they say? Isn't it just too dangerous to go against him?
Now, don't you trouble yourself about that, Bob. My 10 minutes are up. The president has a much longer term waiting for him.
Oh shit, Vice President-elect. Right, 2 seconds. Right, that's okay. I just want to check the audio levels of this like noise because I haven't experienced that before. I think they're actually all right. Okay, yeah. So my opinion on this is like the democracy's a lie. Like vote, like, you know, when people say like, oh, you vote for this president, you vote for this one, you vote for these officials in power. It's an illusion. Nothing's really going to change because at the minute we're so there's like normally in most countries there's two political parties that are actually going to win. Nobody else is. No matter you can stand up, you can run. It's actually just a waste of fucking time and resources, right? Because people vote. People are fickle. People vote for what they know. A lot of like adults like around me when I was a kid. In the UK, it was like either Labour, Conservatives, or Liberal Democrats, right? Liberal Democrats haven't really got a fucking chance because they're just nobody likes them. Everyone was Labour, where I grew up, because it was for the people, right? Or you were Conservatives, which were classed as for the rich people, right? Even though it doesn't, that's so simplified. It's not even true. But a lot of people just vote Labour because they grew up voting Labour. They don't care for the policies. They don't care for anything. And also, the people within these parties have been within these parties for years. They're never going to fucking change. You're never going to change anything having only two fucking political parties running. And the thing is, because it's a democracy, and that means a lot of people can vote, and they say the largest votes should win. If there's anybody actually trying to make a worthwhile change, they haven't got a chance in hell because nobody's going to vote for them because, one, they won't have the money to get out there, and two, people will just go, oh yeah, I like what you're saying, but I've always voted Labour, or I've always voted Conservative. It's the only true way to have changes made is war and taking over somewhere by force. Like going through like a nice, everybody's living in happiness and rainbow unicorn land and voting. And oh yes, you vote to make a change. Nah, you don't. That's not how you make a change. Just look at look at America and look at like the UK in the past. What's really changed? Fuck all. And it never will. Maybe that's just my pessimistic view on it, but it just never does. Okay, let's get off on our fucking rant and just start the game. Antonio Estaba, Vice President. My friends, today we have shown that an American dream is still alive. I'm the son of immigrants who rose to become Vice President. I'm living proof. We've shown that the soulless corporations and Washington crooks don't get to decide things. Well, they do. The people of the United States have spoken. I'm proud of you, America. I'm proud of our new Commander-in-Chief, who will give everything he's got to the good of America. Let me introduce Mr. Vice President-elect. Is that me? And is it going to be Bob? It's me. I don't know what my name is yet. New York, can you hear me? My fellow Americans. Now, we did this in Suzerain as well. My fellow Americans, you've always got to make the people think that we're equal. Whether you think it or not. That's just how you pay lip service. My fellow Americans. I always knew I'd win. The victory is your victory. The ruling class have nearly turned our country into a prison. The authorities have artificially divided our country along party lines. Throughout the campaign, the establishment put sticks in my spokes. The ruling class have nearly turned our country into a prison. We have to go with this. A prison where ordinary Americans do all the work and the establishment takes all they earn. A prison where the overseers can get away with any crime. I like that one. Boom. We're going to bring justice and retribution. And that's another thing. Like, I'm just going to go on another rant. I'll make it short. So, when you, if you change the party that get elected into whatever, however many long years they've got in a term, I think in America that's 5 years. In the UK, I think it's 3 maybe. How can you really undo all of the problems that's been caused for years, 50, tens, hundreds of years, in such a short space of time? The fact is, it's always going to, whoever gets voted in, it's always going to be an uphill battle. Facts. No matter how much good you do, it's always going to be the bad, because you'll be like, well, you said you wanted to do this, but you can't. It's because time's finite. There's only so much work you can do in a day. There's only so much fucking things you can try and overturn and try and make right. You're never ever going to be able to do it unless there's a joint, everyone, all the political parties, everything, come together as one and point out a future and get everyone to agree on it. Because having 2 parties or multiple parties, it's like having too many cooks spoil the broth. It's not going to fucking work, bro. Right. A prison where the overseers can get away with any crime. The authorities have artificially divided our country along party lines. The time has come to take our country back. Throughout the time has come to take our country back. I'm offering a rehab course for anyone in America. Nah, that's a bit cheese. During my term, Amendment 28 to the Constitution will be passed. In 4 years, so the term this is 4 years. I will achieve more than other presidents achieved in 8. Nah. I don't know what Amendment 28 is, but fuck it, let's just say it. Constitution will be passed. I will sign a truly progressive... Oh, be careful with your promises. If you don't keep your word, the people won't like it. Okay, yeah. I know that. I will appoint a black chief of staff. What? Bro, not even getting it with that. Why would you do that? That's just straight up discrimination. I will donate $1 million to charity. I will sign a truly progressive first exit. What does that even mean? It's going to have to be this because these two are just unrealistic. Sign a truly progressive first executive order. More promises! Don't give them any promises. I will transfer all my non-monetary assets into a trust. No. Bro, why is my guy saying this? He's already going to fucking shoot himself in the foot. I'm not going to do this. All my money, all my non-monetary assets into a trust. We're going to go with $1 million to charity, and the reason why we're doing the $1 million to charity is because we're going to have a lot more money in non-monetary assets, buildings and stuff. This is just going to fuck me in the arsehole. We'll donate $1 million. Oh no. I won't make any more promises for next year. Keep it concise. First I will fulfill the ones I've made. I want to thank the new Vice President Antonio Estaba. I want to thank the new First Lady, my brilliant Ellie. So my wife's called Ellie. I want to thank the entire campaign staff. First of all, my analyst and campaign strategist, Ollie. He led me to victory. My lawyer, without him I would have drowned in litigation. I will just do boom, boom, boom. First of all, my analyst. Oh, we can't say the other ones. I want to thank the new Vice President Antonio Estaba. It was he who convinced me to run. If God forbid something happened to me, America will be in good hands. It was he who convinced me to run. Are the audio cues telling me a bad thing and a good thing that I'm saying? And yeah, we're just going to keep it. We're going to keep it short and concise. That's it for today. Nobody wants to hear a fucking speech, do they? I don't know about you, but I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll wake up to a new America. Yeah, tomorrow is a new day. Lads, we're smashing this already. I can just tell. I can feel it. Ratings bump. Oh, we got a little bump. Your approval rating goes up when you say and do things the public likes. When you make unpopular decisions, you're exposed by the media. Your approval ratings goes down. Be careful. If your rating goes below 25%, you could lose your position. Okay, 25% is the rock bottom. In his speech, the newly elected president showed that his victory was no accident. He senses the hopes and dreams of America and indulges them. Although in this speech, we heard the word I and a lot more often than the word we, it will still surely go down in history. Well, who's really making the fucking decision? Who's really making the decision? Is it we? No, you've already made the decision to appoint me. So now it's I'll get this fucking done, you little peasants. Go back to your worthless lives. After the victory speech. Wow, that was great, buddy. And you're always such a charmer. Truth is, you almost brought tears to my eyes. I can't believe we're actually going to kick the crooks out of the White House. That's right, Donnie. The days are numbered. This is what we're gonna do. This is how I'm playing it. We're gonna paint everyone else. This is what everybody does, right? So we're just jumping on the bandwagon. Paint everyone else as worthless and crooks, and that's how you get favour. But actually, in reality, I'm sure people can see through that and they just realise you're just as bad as everybody else. 3 months, and we'll have our revenge. Tony, we didn't run this campaign so we get revenge. We did it to amend the Constitution. Ellie, maybe we can amend the Constitution and get revenge. To be honest, as much as I do like revenge, Ellie's right here. We should try and play this cool as much as I want to be a dick, and we will be a dick. Revenge isn't the best motivation, Tony. Man, what's wrong with you? You didn't even say anything about Feist in your speech, and now you're not even interested in taking revenge. I don't even know who Feist is, bruh. You've got to remember, the people don't care what our actual motivation is as long as we're making their lives better. Truth? True? Let's hope we prove you right. Just got word from headquarters that we have urgent business. Let's get going, but first, let's open a bottle of vintage champagne I hid in the office to celebrate our victory. Well, they've got some banging lift music in this game. Ah, that's a shame, buddy. The bottle of champagne is gone. You think we drank it last week, then we celebrated my birthday? But don't lose hope, my friend. I just saw Ellie. She wants you in her office. She has a pointer in her hand. Somebody's in for an exciting night. Yeah! Shove it up my ass. I've got 2 mil. I'm gonna have to donate 1 mil of that to charity. We need to invest in some real estate, right, and just get our portfolio going. Because at the end of the day, as much as we're for the people, we're only really in it for ourselves. That's presidents. People like that, they're not in it for the people. They're in it to get rich. Take bribes. It's what happens. The only way. There's no way you can get into a position of power like that without taking bribes. Facts. Well, Tony certainly has his head in the clouds. I say let him soar, so long as we don't get carried out off ourselves. We can't take our eye off what's important. Ooh, you know the truth, my dear, so I don't go to prison. In all honesty, it is to take care of ordinary people. That's what we've got to do, because at the end of the day, as much as if we can get rich while taking care of ordinary people, it's a done deal. Ordinary people, ha! I'm married to a crusader against the establishment. At this rate, you'll even have me believing you're serious. I am. Give it a rest. There aren't any journalists here, or even Tony. As a matter of fact, I am serious. You should know me better. You're my wife. Maybe we're gonna have to reconsider this marriage. Very noble, I'm sure, but you still have to look for number 1. Exiled? That's true. And after a couple assassination attempts and the criminal case against you, nobody can blame you. What is the criminal case? We really deserve a little break, but let's not waste our time on foolishness. 2 seconds, lads. Yeah. Just the problem is with this game, there's a really weird thing. When you alt and tab out of this game, the music, like, it's designed so that the music, like, slowly fades into the background. But that's a problem when testing the audio levels, because I can't tell if, like, this music's loud for you or not, but I think it's actually pretty good. We deserve a little break, but let's not waste time on foolishness. We should act without delay. We've said it 100 times, but I still worry that sometimes you get carried away and forget why we started all this. If at the end of 4 years, we haven't gotten your lifelong immunity, we're dead. Okay, so, oh, fuck, okay. Always keep that in mind. I need immunity. How do I get this immunity? I'll go over it again from the top. It's been a long while since the last time we talked about it. Amendment 28. That's what I need to do. Will enshrine your lifelong immunity in the Constitution. They won't be able to open up a case against you. No one can arrest you. You'll be beyond the reach of the police, the FBI, the NSA, even God Almighty. Okay, we're signing this shit. First, we need to get amendment before Congress. We need to get the amendment before Congress. To do this, we need powerful allies in both houses. Bribery. Okay, before we talk about bribery, do we have any actual supporters there? Of course we do, but without extra incentive, even our closest allies wouldn't push the amendment we need. But I've taken care of it. I found a lobbyist who, for a modest one-time investment, will bring us together with influential congressmen. How much is modest? 7 million! Stick it up your arse! A mere trifle for changing the Constitution. Bruh, who's this guy? Our lobbyist name is Noah. Mate, this guy's from the Matrix. He has a lot of connections at the Capitol where he puts his back into it. He can push any policy through. Remember the recent sweeping tax cuts for the wealthy, disguised as simplifying the tax code? Noah played a decisive role in that one. Why don't we negotiate his price down? Honey, we're not in the flea market, there's no haggling with people like Noah. Well, Noah can fuck himself, I'm not paying 7 mil to this prick. I'd rather we had a choice, but you have to work with what we have. Nah. What? I don't want to say that. Will Noah help us promote the amendment? Not exactly. Noah will introduce us to powerful... So all this guy's going to go is, he has a bunch of people crack on. He's worthless. But he won't directly campaign for the amendment. Which brings us to step 2, gain the support of 2/3 of Congress. Won't our newfound supporters make the case to their colleagues? They may be able to bring along some friendly party members, but not all of them. Our party currently dominates both chambers, but it still falls short of 2/3. So we should follow standard investment strategy and diversify our options. That means stuffing several baskets at once, including baskets in the other party. Once Congress is on our side, will they add the amendment to the Constitution right away? But after that, the amendment needs to be ratified, right? Honey, I'm so glad you remembered the plan. A minimum of 38 states must pass the amendment. I've looked into this, it gave me a headache. There's certain states that are always going to be hostile towards you. The local governors, the mayors, the judges, the legislature. The whole system is against you. We have to think tactically. Instead of trying to win over the local elite, who will never really support you, we will enlist the support of the people. What's the catch? Procedure for ratifying the amendment is written into the law. The establishment will easily block it unless we change the ratification procedure, and for that we'll need the Supreme Court. I hate the Supreme Court. We need the court to side with us. So this, when I played Sue's Reign, I tried to change the Supreme Court and I failed. Although I was still successful in the full game as a whole, the Supreme Court were a bunch of fucking cocksuckers. Right. We need the court to side with us so that the voters themselves in each state, ordinary people who are much easier to sway, can vote for the amendment. Otherwise, it's down to the local legislators, and a lot of them would rather see you burn. At present, the majority of the Supreme Court is against us. We'll need to replace at least one opposing judge with an ally before we can bring the amendment directly to the people. That's the third step of the plan. How are we going to remove the judge? That's the biggest problem. I'm working on that, but it's not an easy task. Once appointed, Supreme Court judges serve life terms. See, this is wrong. I don't believe this is right. So whatever you do, you serve a life term and you can't be fucking voted out, man. Is that the most backward shit I've ever heard? To get one of them off the bench will be a major operation. Of course, even once we've dealt with the court, I think we just hire an assassination. It's the best way. It's the only way, to be fair. The people still have to vote for the amendment. campaign for passing this amendment will have to be even stronger than our election campaign. We have a lot of convincing to do, including the people in states that are hostile towards you. Keep in mind that without popular support, our amendment could be later repealed. How long did prohibition last? 13 years? You don't want to lose your immunity and go to jail for your retirement, do you? To achieve support this amendment needs, we need record high approval ratings across the country. According to calculations at headquarters, you need an astounding 90% approval rating. Bloody hell. It's a final piece of the puzzle. This is actually going to be hard. I wonder, could we have even changed any of these if I had said I don't want to give 7 mil to this prick? Would it have been different? So what do you think of the plan? Doesn't sound very practical. Founding fathers were no fools. They made sure that the Constitution couldn't be rewritten on the spur of the moment. We'll have to pass through every circle of bureaucracy hell, but we'll win in the end, I promise. Let's get to work, my dear President. Let's get to work. Come on then. Fucking do this. I don't like this guy already. I don't trust him. I don't even know him. I don't trust him. Mr. President, I'm ready to introduce your amendments to a circle of influential congressmen for a modest sum of 7 mil. Why is the price so low? Fuck off. I usually ask tens of millions of dollars for my services, even when it comes to a minor change in labour laws. And we speak here of an amendment to the Constitution, no less. But you're lucky. I offer a big discount to newcomers for politics. Mate, you're so full of shit. This is the most he's charged anyone. And do you know what it is? It probably is lower for me, and the reason is because he knows that if he charged anything more, we wouldn't be able to pay it. He's set it at just the right level to maximise the profit he's going to make in a quick turnaround. That's why I told your wife that 7 mil is nothing for what you want to pull off. I'll be waiting for the payment details until the end of October 2021. And I would advise you not to spend all your money. Save at least a couple of million for the negotiations themselves, or find some incriminating evidence. That's what we're going to do. That will force your interlocutors, I don't know what that word is, never heard of it in my life, to defect to your side. So take your time and come when you're ready. However, keep in mind that the time limit cannot be extended. 2021. Okay, 7 mil, I've got 2 mil. 12 months left. Lads, we need to start making deals. First order of business negotiations. Okay. You may get distracted by the country's problems, but remember that your main goal is to pass Amendment 28. If you forget what you need to accomplish this, open the goals tab. Bosh, 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 bosh. Okay, happy days. Darling, I understand the entire procedure of passing the amendment is bureaucratic. Nightmare. If you ever forget what needs to be done, what's going to happen next, consult the checklist. That's what I made it for. Politicians tend to forget their promises. If you need help remembering yours, check the promises tab. A mail to charity, a progressive executive order. Your company has drafted several potential first executive orders, each which could be described as progressive. Time whichever you choose by the end of February 2021. What's the date? November 2020. And donate a mil. Right. Piece of piss. Estaba! All politicians make promises, but nobody ever keeps them. Let's show people we're different. Try to fulfill the promises you made during your speech, I will. By the end of Feb. Okay, we've got 2 months. 3 months, technically. The cards in the left column are events you can engage with. Some events aren't available until you fulfill conditions. I like this. I like the interface. Good shit. Right, first order of business, baby. Buddy, you made promise to sign a progressive first executive order and you have to keep it. You're not some jerk like Faced who says one thing and does another thing, or you. I'm not. I make promises that I do intend to keep them, but only because it makes me look good, for no other reason. See the bunch of waste paper on your desk? In fact, it's 5 projects you can consider for your first executive order. Clint prepared them based on your most popular suggestions your supporters made during the campaign. I say without hesitation that they are all truly progressive, so don't be shy. Choose the executive order that suits you best. Declassify Area 51 documents. That is easy. That is the easy way out. Find the cancer vaccine. Impossible. Eradicate. Impossible. Ban online advertising. Impossible. Colonize Mars. Ridiculous. These are the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. Why would you promise any of that? Declassify Area 51 documents. I don't give a fuck. Draft of first executive order, UFOs in Area 51. US government is hiding their documents on UFOs in Area 51. When the inauguration takes place, you will have the power to declassify them. This will allow the American people, their new president, is dedicated to openness and transparency. However, this order won't be appreciated by the military and other government officers, as some of these documents may contain military secrets. 68% of Americans believe that the government is hiding information. 33% of Americans believe that at least some of the known UFO incidents were in fact real. 60% of Americans attribute UFO sightings to natural phenomenon. Right. Cancer vaccine is bullshit. You're never going to do that. I mean, this would be a good one, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. Eradicate poverty. Ban online advertising. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The thing that people hate most is internet. They're much more comfortable with advertising in print and television. Who's going to be against this? Companies. Tech corporations won't like it. Yeah, not good. But then again, lads, we could be really fucking clever with this. If we go for ban online advertising, I bet you we could take in some sweet, sweet bribes for not doing it. Fuck, man, this is clever. Colonize Mars, that is a waste of fucking resources. There's no point in doing that whatsoever. I'm tempted to ban online advertising, right? Because I'll fail on my promise to the people. But I want to take in some sweet. Oh, you can just switch like that. Sweet bribes. Fuck it. I'm going with me gut. Declassify Area 51 documents. It's now what it is. I'll just say it, the military here. Just declassify, just everything that's important. Just keep it a secret and just declassify the fucking bullshit ones. There we go. Boom, choose, done. I'd be a fucking class president, because you just go with half truths. Keep people happy, just feed them shit. You're on fire, my friend. Your first executive order is going down in history. You're going to be a blast. The military isn't going to like it when America finds out what's happening in Area 51. Do you even know what they're doing there? I heard they're testing experimental weapons. Yeah, alien weapons. Believe me, as soon as you've got presidential access, you'll be shooting a huge laser rifle. Actually, it's because I want to know what's going there as well. Alta and I were walking along the corridors and heard you discussing the first executive order. I can accept that you didn't ask me, but the host floor could hear you. So, it's not like any of it's a secret. People here are not going to leak our plans to the enemy, even at gunpoint. Well, if you say so, I have to admit that the idea of a first executive order is perfect. Really? I was afraid you wouldn't like it. Why? It's a wonderful distraction. When the establishment and the journalists all lathered up over UFOs, we can calmly work on the amendment. Yay. It's not just a distraction, I defy those snickering generals. Exactly, and meanwhile we'll show them our administration has nothing to hide. I do want to find the truth against UFOs, but this is why I'm doing it. We're going to get to work. So this is really just a maneuver, and here I thought you were standing up to the military-industrial complex. I understand perfectly that you have the best intentions, but now is not the time for reckless decisions. No problem, Ellie. There will be a time for reckless decisions, maybe tomorrow after we've gotten some good night's sleep. I'm off now. Congratulations to the country's new first family. It's going to be a nightmare dealing with the military. You know what the funny thing is? I had the same problem with Sue's reign. I completely neglected the military, but what's going on here? Clint Glover. Is this Danny Glover's son? New teen member. Oh man, we've got part of the Glover family. Yay. He's a lawyer. Leave the papers to me, Mr. President-elect. I have it all covered. Good lad. Yeah, I kind of neglected the military in Sue's reign, and then there was a war. But because I made friends with other countries, we survived. Honey, I always believed that with a team like we've got, sky's the limit, and we have Clint to thank for it. I just remembered that I'd heard of him even before I met you. Some call him a district judge's bastard, an upstart lawyer. Others said he was a legal genius who never lost a single case, and now case law students are studying his legal strategies. Try not to lose Clint, alright? I can't imagine who else would compose your decree so competently. Okay, so we've got to keep him, but I imagine we're going to have conflicts of interest. Alvaro Guardado. Sir, at the entrance to the HQ, I noticed 2 suspicious men in dark suits and glasses. They were obviously following us, taking lots of pictures and always checking their phones. What do you want us to do about them? Report to the Secret Service about them. Find out who they are. Simple as that. Be straight up. Sir, the 2 men saw me as soon as I started moving towards them. They quickly got into an unmarked black van and drove off. One of them had a scar across his face, and the other was limping on his left side. If I see them again, I'll let you know right away. Good shit. That's great information. Scar on his face, other guy's limp. Right, we'll keep that in mind. That was good. But information. At your service, sir, anytime, any place. He's a good lad, Alvaro. Men in Black. Alvaro isn't himself after his brother's death. Oh shit, them 2 guys could have been Men in Black, do you think? Because I'm trying to declassify Area 51. Alvaro isn't himself after his brother's death. He sees murderers and conspirators at every step. That may be perfectly natural for a bodyguard who has vowed to protect you with his life, but I still worry about him. Honestly, please don't ask too much from Alvaro. I think he's already at his limit. Well, maybe we should get someone new. Late night hacking. Big Ollie with an impressive beard. Chief, I'm sorry to be calling out of nowhere, but it's an emergency. Someone is trying to hack the server at HQ. According to protocol, I should pull the plug on the hacker immediately, but if you let me, I could track him, find out who he is and what he's after. It's not protocol because it's risky. While I'm tracking him down, he might break into our secure files. Fuck it, lads. We're going raw dog here. I want to know who this prick is. Do it. Do your thing. That's what I'm paying you for. I tracked down the hacker and cut off his access. It looks like he didn't manage to get anything important from our servers. We traced the hack to the address of a consulting company that works for the White House and Congress. The hacker seems focused on accessing your schedule and itinerary. Could this be an assassination attempt? Ollie school off. This was the 5th hacker attack in 2020. Thank goodness our Ollie is not only a talented analyst, but a real good computer genius. I heard people laughing behind your back when you put an ad in a paper looking for a computer specialist. But if it weren't for that, Ollie would still be working for Faced, or his contractor. Due Faced. Okay, so now we're going to find out who this prick is. Outgoing president. Oh, he's the one leaving. Mr. President-elect, a real man must be honest with himself. I admit it, I lost, you won, congratulations. According to tradition, I'm supposed to invite you to the White House so we can begin the transition. We have a little talk, just the 2 of us, and then go have some fun with the press. I've got no interest in that. I don't care. Lame duck. Your team members appear along the bottom of the screen. These people will obey any order without question, or almost any order. Good. Can we get some sexual favours on the go? 11 grand a month. 11 grand a month? Bruh, that's too much. 47 grand. I suppose he's a lawyer. 19 grand a month. People don't earn that in a year. But he's good. Okay. Lame duck, what's this? I don't like this guy. Fuck him. But the thing is, we may have to play this sport. Because he's going to have... This guy, even though he's the president going out, he's still going to have party members. That's it, that's in the race. That we need allies. So let's just play this smart. It's good to see you, Mr. President-elect. Have a seat, make yourself at home and get used to it soon. This will be yours. Now what we're going to do is... I'm not going to pull him up on his bullshit straight away. Yeah, let's just give him a bit of lip service. How's life here, bruh? Not bad, the walls are getting a little dull, 4 years and I've never had the time to paint them. Maybe you'll find time. You said that you know how to fix not just the White House but the whole country. Right. It starts with getting one corrupt politician out of this building. It's ruthless. It's not just the walls that need fixing, we need a new foundation. A total renovation, well then, best not lose any time. The press are waiting. Lady and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I've already managed to have a few words with Mr. President-elect. You know, I'm terribly uncomfortable talking about this, but I'm always honest with you, so I can't be silent. Our next Commander-in-Chief is an ordinary hypocrite. Crack on, mate. I don't even need to say anything. Let's just let himself dig himself a grave. In public, Mr. President-elect has never said a bad word about me. But our personal meeting began with the most ridiculous accusations. According to him, I sold out to the establishment on the day of my inauguration. I never said a motherfucking thing. Mr. President-elect, is what President Faced is saying true? A no would suffice. I don't blame him for anything. You see, he's afraid to answer for his words. Don't turn this into a circus. Ha! As soon as the conversation turns uncomfortable, he immediately tries to turn it into a circus. Joe, let's take the next question. This guy's actual clown. Actual clown. A question for Mr. President-elect. On the eve of the election, Goldman magazine estimated your fortune at 350 million. Is that estimate at all accurate? Is that how rich I am? My wife will be thrilled. No, thanks to Face, we're all a lot poorer. My wife, let's keep it lighthearted. My wife will be thrilled. Have you decided how you're going to get rid of your assets before the inauguration? What? No, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not. That's not happening. I didn't agree that. I'm selling everything from now on. I only have the asset. Nah. What I promised America is that I'll get rid of the crooks in Washington, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now that you're going to be a president, it will be difficult for the Federal Prison Bureau to get their money laundering lawsuit through the courts. As one of the defendants in the case, are you breathing a sigh of relief? So wait there. Now that you're going to be president, it will be difficult for the Federal Prison Bureau to get their money laundering lawsuit to the court. So I'm accused of money laundering. None of that bothers me. I know I'm innocent. See, this is wrong. I know I'm innocent. You don't know I am innocent. That's bull. You can tell he's lying. This remains to be decided by a jury. Everyone who has studied the case knows that what a miracle it is that our new president escaped a prison sentence. Oh, that's Jew Face saying that. Don't interrupt. I'm the one answering questions now. Let's just get him told. Put him in his place. I admit it. I'm out of line, Joe. What's your next question? You've often claimed that your former business partners were unjustly condemned. As president, you'll have the power to pardon. Are you planning on correcting the miscarriage of justice, as you put it? No one should expect any mercy from me. Not even Thanksgiving turkeys. I'd like to set things right, but it's my duty to respect the court's decisions. That's right. That's true. During your election campaign, you hardly talked about international relations. What will your foreign policy be? I'll put things in order across the globe. The Chinese and the Russians can no longer just do whatever they want. I will use my connections with the Middle Eastern and Russian businessmen now. I'm going to focus on America's problems. The USA isn't the world's policeman. I see, Mr. President-elect. I have one more question. A reliable source from inside your team has informed me that your first act as president will be to declassify all documents about UFOs in Area 51. See, we need to be quiet. There's a fucking leak. Is that really true? And is it also true that the whole purpose of this executive order is to hand all of our military secrets over to the Russians? I will declassify these documents, but not for the Russians, for the American people, so we can all finally find out the truth. Yeah, that's what you want us to think, but stop pretending, comrade. Everyone knows you're working for the Russians. Does anyone have any serious questions? Yes, one final question for President Feist. How would you sum up today's meeting with Mr. President-elect? My fellow Americans, I applaud your choice, but my dear friend doesn't care about America. All he cares about are his own personal ambitions. He wanted to be president so much that he became one. Doesn't everybody? America is just a toy for him. He'll tinker with it for a time, then he'll cast it aside when he grows tired of it, but we'll still have to live here. Not every American knows what I'm talking about. Not yet, but soon it'll become all too clear. I only hope it's not too late. Jolene, thank you for your answers, President Feist and Mr. President-elect. Yeah, I think I fucking bossed that. I absolutely smashed that interview. Feist the prick. Oh, we went up. Yeah, we did. The President-elect emerged victorious from his first press conference since the election, but that won't put an end to the rumours surrounding his first executive order. Tell me, Mr. President-elect, are you really going to give all our military secrets to the Russians? That's what Jolene's saying. Estaba! Face that bastard. Not only did he lie, but his lucky Joe sniffed out what your first decree would be. You don't think that the decree was leaked by someone from our headquarters? I can't believe it. I'm sure this is the work of the establishment which bugged your office through and through. Buddy, I won't put up with it. When I worked for the FBI, I was always tried to strike when the iron is hot. It's easier to get down to bedrock this way, therefore I will investigate immediately, and I promise that I will expose the villain, or my name is not Tony Estaba. Ellie, honey, I can see that Tony misses his days at the FBI and he decided to play investigator. Whatever makes him happy, I'd say, as long as it doesn't prevent us from promoting the amendment. Knowing Tony, he'll probably figure out at the end of his investigation that he's the one who did it. Meanwhile, we should deal with a few pressing issues. Draft the amendment in the first decree and staff your administration. Please delegate these tasks to our best. We have no room for error right now. As for the leak of the first decree, Alta has an idea of how to turn it in our favour. Go speak with her and she'll tell you everything. Come on, baby. I mean, do we need to? The first decree's been leaked. Who gives a fuck? I just need to go and tell you and go, here man, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I just say, you don't need to listen to the press. I'm going to be transparent with you. If you want to know anything, ask me directly. You get a fucking answer. And if I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you no. I'm not telling you. Right, new event. How to find a leak. How to fix a leak, draft the amendment, fill the administration, expose the first executive order. Come on. Oh, I like this. I like it, I like it, I like it. Right, I think we should... Your communications director has a plan for dealing with the leak. Let's do this. Whoa! She looks like the last I used to work with. Straight up. Exactly the same. Even wore the same clothes. Altarando. Hey, what the hell's going on? She's a communications director. Not only has some moron leaked the details to your first executive order, but now these imbeciles are saying that you're a Russian plant. Don't worry about it, they'll make a bunch of noise then forget about it. As if they'd just easily forget the newly elected president's first big scandal. And you only added fuel to the fire by admitting that you really are working on an executive order like that. Yeah, so what? In other words, we need a surefire plan of how we're responding to this nonsense. I have an idea how we can take them down. I want to hear my idea first. Out with it, cowboy, don't be shy. Well, that's not going to happen. Misdirection, we start a rumour that's even crazier. Clever idea, the journalists will pick up this nonsense and run with it, and then we can easily refute it. Here's how it works. Let's say this yesterday I drank a little and got behind the wheel and dented the little pillar in the parking lot. I don't want to pay for it, so I start a rumour that I smashed into several expensive cars in the parking lot. Security guard hears about this, runs around in horror, checking all the expensive cars up and down. And what does he see? All the cars safe and sound. So The guard sighs in relief and goes back to his booth. And about the dented pillar, he's already forgotten all about it in the bustle. You see what I'm getting at? Yeah. How do you know this idea will work? Because the cops never caught me. Ah, okay. She's a seasoned vet. I'm gonna go with it. Seriously, those journalists will pick up any garbage they stumble across and will be standing by ready to refute their nonsense. Let's make up a good rumour. It needs to be something that captures people's imagination. It's very difficult to verify. Imagine that you're making up a story that you're tightly connected with the Russians. Where would you start? Fucking hell. I was blackmailed by the Russian Special Services years ago. One of their agents seduced me and caught the whole thing on video. KGB recruited my parents shortly after World War II and I was brought up with It's not me who's working for the Russians, but Ellie. Some of her... Fuck. Hey, what? General Kozalev threatened to poison Ellie unless I did the Russian leadership demand. Something that can be easily refuted. This one. I was blackmailed by Russian Special Services. Years ago, one of their agents seduced me and caught the whole thing on video. Now the thing is, that video will never exist. And since we're going against the Russians, then the video never will. You think? That sounds intriguing, and the media adores dramas about adultery. Exactly. But that will only upset Ellie, and we couldn't refute the rumour. How are we, President, hard evidence that you've never cheated on your wife? Well, we can't refute any of these. Oh, of course. Recruited my parents shortly after World War I and II and brought up to follow their footsteps. It's not me who's working on the Russians, but Ellie. Some of her relatives are immigrants who fled from the revolutionary Russia. Yeah. That could be good because then that can be easily refuted. Interesting. Ellie will freak out, of course, but don't worry. You won't have to sleep on the couch. I'll tell her it was my idea. The presses will pick up the story, and in response we can just publish Ellie's family tree where there's no Russians anywhere. Now tell me how the Russians helped Ellie get into the White House and make it plausible. An implant in Ellie's brain so they can control her remotely. What the actual? Russian oligarchs poured their dirty money into the campaign, courtesy of Ellie's friends. To get Ellie into the White House, the Russians hacked the voting machines in Florida. The Russian oligarchs easily bought the American establishment, which secretly ushered Ellie into the house. They love talking about hacking Russia in fucking voting machines. They fucking love that shit, didn't they? Perfect, that's just what we'd expect from the Russians. Not many journalists will know what Florida already has verified their count manually, on account of the election there being so close. Most of them will be glad to pick up the rumour about evil Russian hackers and will expose the whole thing as a farce when the manual recount is reported. And now the big one, Cowboy, admitted. What are the Russians planning? Why are they all doing this? You want to find out who carried out the assassination attempts on American presidents? The Russians, like Ellie, want to know the truth. Are they aliens or not? Ellie's main mission is to transmit the coordinates of all secret US military facilities to the Russians. That's probably the best one. All Ellie has to do is steal whatever plans the US government has drawn up to overthrow foreign dictators. No, I'm thinking it's either. It's this. The US, because that's what they're worried about, aren't they? The military weapons and stuff. Ah yes, you've hit the bullseye. That sounds exactly like something the Russian president has been dreaming about for all 5 of his terms. Or how many has he had? It's not me who's working for the Russians, but Ellie. Some of her relatives are immigrants who fled from revolutionary Russia. To get me into the White House, the Russians hacked the voting machines in Florida. My main mission is to transmit the coordinates of all secret US military facilities to the Russians. What a banger. Alright, the rumour is going to be perfect. We'll refute it and you're golden. Let's fucking do this. Mate, I'm a professional fucking president. Alta is a new team member. How much is this going to cost me? 40 grand a month. If Alta says we should spread stupid rumours, then that's what we'll do. She earned our trust during the campaign just as much as Alvaro, Clinton, Ollie. Now I'm not just saying that because she's a friend, also their friend. Okay. Eva. Sato. Philanthropist. Why do we need this bitch? Mr. President-elect, as you surely know, every self-respecting ruler has its own charity. Your wife asked me to register a foundation called Hands of Good. It will come in handy if you ever want to do a couple of good deeds or more. The IRS isn't going to look too closely at the Hands of Good, so you can dispose of the funds and money as you see fit. Give everything to orphans or to civil servants if you wish to pay your employer's salary. Speaking with journalists. Persuasion. This is actually hard. Like who the fuck do we... Right, let's just make the decision. So, drafting the first executive order. Gotta be the lawyer. Gotta be. Because he has to know whether it's even going to be passed. If it's wrote properly, it has to be him. Okay, now to draft the amendment, darling, I'm already overwhelmed with the amendment, and there's a lot of work to be done. We need a final text as soon as possible. When we get Noah on board, he'll have to present something to the congressman. Can you lend an employee from headquarters to help out at least a little? Fuck. This should have been a lawyer, actually. Yeah. It's not a press release and a speech, but this is going to get passed to congressman. It's going to have to be Alta. Now, build the administration. You personally make the decisions on key appointments and you manage to prevent that we need to hire an army of clerks. So if we're just having clerks, well, Ollie kind of does. He's not a clerk job, but Ollie is he's only got to supervise the process. Yeah, Ollie could teach him a thing or two about security. You dealt with everything that was urgent and can now move on to next month. Brilliant. If we want to. Right, tell you what, do you manually save this game or... No, I think it auto-saves and you save and quit. Right, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to call it an episode there, lads. When we come back next time, we're going to go to the next day and see what happens. I think I've made some good choices. Hopefully I have. And we'll see how things go. See you there, lads.